Hello learners, today we will discuss about the IUPAC system of nomenclature. Starting from the simplest, methane, the naming is done in case of straight chain alkanes by using the appropriate suffix "-ane" to the word root. For example, consider the case of methane. Here CH4, this is the one carbon containing, so word root will be meth and "-ane" is added as the suffix. Next, in case of this two carbon atoms, for two carbon atom we use the word "it" and corresponding suffix "-ane" is added, so these are named as by adding the "-ane" to appropriate word root. In case of branched chain alkanes, the largest possible chain is selected. For example, consider the case of this molecule. In this case, see here, there are 3 carbons and substituent is added to mid carbon, so naming will be done by selecting first the longest continuous chain, and if we number from this side, this is 1, 2 and 3, and similarly if we name number from this side, then similar will be the case first, second and third, so substituent will be at second position. So this will be named as, at second position we have a substituent methyl, 2 methyl and the chain containing 3 carbons, so prop will be used as word root and suffix "-ane" is added, so this will be named as 2-methyl propane. Next is the case of this molecule. See here, if we number from this side, the numbering will be as follow: first, second, third and fourth. But if we number from opposite side, 1, 2, 3 and 4, then in that case the substituent will be at third position from this side, and from this side the substituent will be at second position. So numbering will be done from that side which give the lowest number to the substituent. This is also called as lowest locant rule. So numbering will be done from this side, first, second, third and fourth. So this will be named as 2-methyl chain of 4 carbon, so but will be used as word root and "-ane" is added as suffix, so name will be 2-methyl butane. Consider the next case. In this case also, if we number from either side, the substituent will get second position, they will be at second carbon. So if we number from this side, this is 2,2-methyl. remember that we have to repeat the numeral value, 2, 2 methyls are there, so di will be used, di-methyl. Carbon chain is of 3 carbons, so prop will be used, and what will add at last, suffix "-ane." So this will be 2,2-dimethyl propane. Next, in the next case, see here, if we number from this side, substituent will be at 2, 2, 4. So if we calculate the locant rule, see the locant rule and add, so this will be at 2, 2 and 4, 2, 2, 4 plus 4, 8 will be the total, and if we number from this side, 1, 2, 3, the substituent is at third position and next at 5, 5 position, so this will be 3, 5, 5. So if we follow the locant rule, lowest locant rule, numbering will be done from this side, so we will name this as 2,2-dimethyl and 4 position पे क्या होगा, ethyl and 4-ethyl. But if we, when we are naming the compound, we always keep in mind that the substituent which comes alphabetically first will be written first. So if we consider D and E, dimethyl and 4-ethyl, so numbering will be 2,2-dimethyl 4-ethyl hexane. Okay, D comes first alphabetically, so this is wrongly written, please correct it. In a similar way, we can number a number of compounds, name number of compounds. So again, some points we have to remember. First is, if there are two different alkyl groups which are equidistant from two ends of the parent chain, the numbering of the chain is done in such a way that the group which comes first in alphabetical order get the lowest number. See in this example, this is ethyl, this is methyl, so E comes first, so 3-ethyl 6-methyl octane. Second is, if the group attached to the parent chain is also branched, then it will be named as the substituent of alkyl group, and the numbering is done in the side chain. See, in this case, this is the substituent. So this is at 5 position, but this is again branched. So the numbering will be done by treating this as a complex substituent. So internal numbering will be there. Okay. In the next rule, for deciding the alphabetical order, the complete name of the complex substituent, including the prefix such as di and tri, forming the part of the name, is also considered. Okay. The alphabetical order of the name of the complex substituent is decided on the basis of letter D, which is the first letter of the complete name of the group. Next rule is, while naming a compound, if two equally long chains are possible, but the number of side chains attached to each possible chain are different, then the possible chain having largest number of side chains will be selected as parent chain. For example, consider here, there are 3 substituents here at 3 position. This is the substituent at 4th position and 5th position. So we will try to have this chain as the parent chain because it will contain this substituent also. Okay students, this was about the naming of the alkanes, IUPAC system of nomenclature. Next is the structural isomerism. What type of isomerism does alkane show? Structural isomerism, and which is possible because of branching in chain. So this will be the case. For example, methane will not show any type of isomerism. The branching will be started from the 4 carbons. So structural isomerism is possible from 4 carbon atoms. Okay, we can form a number of isomers by writing different type of possible orientations. Okay. Next is the method of preparation. How the alkanes are prepared. First method is hydrogenation of unsaturated hydrocarbons. This is also known as Sabatier and Sanderson reaction. Alkenes or alkynes can also react with the hydrogen in the presence of nickel at 525 to 575 Kelvin temperature to form alkanes. Okay. So this will start from ethene onward. So we can't prepare methane by this method. Okay. So hydrogenation is done in the presence of nickel at 525 to 575 Kelvin. We can also use platinum and they will react at room temperature. No drastic condition will be used in case of platinum or palladium. So this is the first method of preparation by hydrogenation. Second is the reduction of alkyl halide. Reduction of alkyl halides can be directly reduced or they can be reduced by using the Grignard reagent. First is the method of preparation via direct reduction. In the direct reduction method, alkyl halide is generally treated with chemical reducing agent. For example, zinc in the presence of hydrochloric acid, or zinc copper couple instead we can use. Okay, this is treated with zinc in the presence of hydrochloric acid, and hydrogen halides will be eliminated. The reduction can also be carried out by heating alkyl halides with hydrogen iodide in the presence of red phosphorus also in a sealed tube. Next method is reduction through the formation of Grignard reagent. This is an indirect method of reduction. In this case, alkyl halide is treated with magnesium in the presence of dry ether. First we will prepare Grignard reagent. After preparing the Grignard reagent, we will hydrolyze this with water and then this will produce alkanes. Okay. Next method of preparation is Wurtz reaction. Please keep in mind that in case of Wurtz reaction, 2 molecules of alkyl halide will be used and they are treated with sodium, metallic sodium, and the solvent is again dry ether. So here NaX will be eliminated. See here, from this NaX will be eliminated from this and there will be bond between R and R. So alkanes will be prepared. See here, if we have taken the same type of alkyl halide, then this method is work very good. This method will work very good. But if you take different type of alkyl halide, then the mixture of product will be obtained. So this is the drawback of Wurtz reaction. There is one more drawback, that it cannot be used for the preparation of methane, and even tertiary alkyl halides cannot be used for this reaction. Okay, so this is the Wurtz reaction. Okay, mechanism is not in syllabus, but this involves free radical mechanism. There is a formation of free radical carbocation type intermediate. Next is the Corey-House synthesis. As this is very clear from the name, Corey-House, so copper will be used. Remember, in this way copper will be used as a catalyst. So alkyl halides will be treated with lithium dialkyl copper, and we will obtain alkene. Lithium dialkyl copper is prepared in situ. How we will prepare? Again, alkyl halides with first we treated with lithium, as in the case of Grignard reagent. So alkyl lithium will be prepared, then this will be treated with copper halide, and we will get lithium dialkyl copper. Okay, in this way we can prepare alkanes. Next is the Kolb's electrolysis reaction. In this case we will recall here that there will be electrolysis reaction. So first there is sodium or potassium salt of monocarboxylic acid is taken, then this will be hydrolyzed. At anode what will take place? At anode this will go at anode and will lose 2 electrons, and we will get alkane as the product, and at the cathode we will get hydrogen as the product. Next is the decarboxylation of monocarboxylic acid. What do you mean by decarboxylation? Decarboxylation means there is a loss of CO2. We will take sodium salt of fatty acid. This is treated with soda lime. What is soda lime? NaOH in the presence of calcium oxide. Then this will be treated with soda lime, and there will be a decarboxylation reaction, and alkanes are obtained. Okay. Next is the method of preparation of methane. Aluminium carbides are hydrolyzed and they will give methane. Please remember this reaction. This is important reaction for the preparation of methanes. Okay, this was all about the method of preparation of alkanes. Thank you so much.